Hi there. I quickly want to do a walkthrough of the open source project called Browser Use. It's really a great way of running a AI agent that's capable of web browsing locally on your machine. And all you need is an API key for OpenAI in the basic tutorial to connect to OpenAI's hosted large language model. So this is the GitHub page. I'll link to it in the comments, but I wrote it step by step Medium article and also Substack on how to do this. So typically you'll see when you run your agent, when it opens a website, it interprets the website by creating bounding boxes around text and also buttons and actions, and these bounding boxes are also numbered. So this is just a video in the article showing how it steps through the instruction, but we'll get to that just now. All you need to run this is, I did it on a MacBook. You need the terminal application, and that's it. Nothing more than that. So I take you step by step through the process of what you need to install. Often, there are steps missing. Developers or makers assume people know. I often get stuck, so I'd like to be complete to make sure users or visitors do not get stuck. You need to install install Browser Use. You need to install Playwright as well. I'll give a breakdown here of what is Playwright, what is Chromium, and here's the basic run file, Python file you'll run. You'll see there's a task there. The task is compare the price of GPT-4o and DeepSeek v3. So this is the request we send to the web browsing AI agent. So if you want to change the request to what's the current weather in Cape Town, South Africa, then you'll do it within this file. I just show you to change the rights of the file, how to change it, so your application will run. And also, the dangers of changing rights to a file, especially on a server. And what I really like, and this is really for me personally a hallmark of an AI agent. So for me, an AI agent is an application that's got a large language model or a language model as a backbone. But it's really capable of taking a compound question and decomposing that question into sub-steps and then solving for those sub-steps in a sequential fashion. And so obviously this is a compound question. Compare the prices of this model with this model. So that information needs to be retrieved and compared to each other. And as I'll show you just now in the terminal window, you can see how it steps through. It creates different tasks. So for this, the agent created 5 steps, and for each step there's a evaluation, memory, next goal, action, evaluation, memory, next goal, action, and it's got this sequential fashion, the agent through which it iterates until it reaches the final answer. So you can see the GPT-4o data retrieved, the DeepSeek data retrieved, and then it gives you a response. DeepSeek v3 generally offers lower pricing per million tokens compared to GPT-4o. Task completed successfully. Something I find interesting is that the agent internally exchanges information in JSON, so it's structured information. So the agent's communication with the large language model is structured data, but in our input as humans, that's unstructured, conversation-like, and the output is also unstructured, conversational data. What also gives you a level of inspectability into the exchange of information is if you switch on logging within your OpenAI console. So I ran the agent at this stage twice, so you can see 2 entries there in the console. And if you open those entries, one of those entries, you can actually see the input. So within the input, you've got the actual prompt that was sent to the language model, and also the instruction to communicate in in JSON, and the actual content of the website is detailed here, and then the output from the model is in the form of JSON. So it's interesting. It says user in this sense, and assistant, but that's from the perspective of the large language model, right? So the large language model sees the agent as the user and itself as the assistant. But this gives you great insight into what's happening in the large language model. So let's quickly step to the console. Right, so in my console window, you can see I've got a virtual environment called browser. I'm just going to run the command Python 3 run. So now that request is executing. You can see how it started the process. It automatically opens the browser. The agent does the first search for GPT-4o, executes the bounding boxes, does the search for DeepSeek, executes the bounding boxes. The browser should close down any moment. You can see how the bounding boxes are numbered from 0 upwards past 20. And here you can see, since we've executed step 1, step 2, step 3, the whole iteration of evaluation, memory, next goal, action. Here you can see the data that was exchanged in JSON between the language model and the browsing AI agent. And it ends here with task completed, and it gives us the detail of the pricing as well here at the bottom, as I showed you previously. So this is really a very satisfying little project to run, to understand and actually see how a web browsing AI agent interacts with the browser and also links up to the large language model.